Welcome back again today, friends, for my No More Grocery Store Challenge grocery event, where I am buying food locally, where I'm getting food from Azure Standard, and where I'm also sharing the food that we are producing on our happy little homestead, my sourdough summer adventures. Did I have to go back to Walmart? How are things progressing? Can I really do this? Who knows? Let's see how it's all working out. Well, it's raining. I was trying to show you my first stop on my little No More Grocery Store tour. If you can see it, that's Paul's Orchard here locally, and she has some peaches and some apples. And then also they've got some onions out here. We will go on in. So these are some of my local friends who have a longtime orchard called Paul's Orchard here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. They grow peaches, they grow apples. They also sell additional locally grown fruits and vegetables and locally farm-raised meat products as well. They have a wide variety. What they have depends on what they have locally sourced. They have local Virginia maple syrup. I also think it's really cool they're doing these organic black sunflower seeds and sprouting them as microgreens. They've got all kinds of neat things here if you're ever in the Shenandoah Valley and if you're looking for a fun destination to go get fresh produce and just see some country roads. I highly recommend that you go visit my friends over at Paul's Orchard. So if you can see their sign over there, they're open Sunday through Fridays. They're open, yeah, every day of the week from 9 to 6. And this is where we've had many a homeschool field trips, picking apples, doing farm tours, all kinds of fun things. Got some big sunflowers here growing, and sadly, their peaches froze. So they have, the peaches that I got are still local peaches, but their peaches froze, so that's sad. But their apples are looking fantastic, and they'll have all the apple varieties. Here's a side you never see. So there's the front of the John Henry General Store. I am here. Sorry, let me turn off my air conditioner. I think it's 90. I'm here at a traffic light. But yeah, there's the front of it, I think. So they were established 2018. This is a pre-Civil War building. So it's some cool history. Right here in this town, there was the Civil War battle of, well, what we call it is the Battle of Lost Shoes. So you can look that up. But VMI cadets marched, and all of the battle happened maybe 2 miles in that direction. There's a battlefield and such. But then this whole town was flooded with troops from both sides. And that's a little of our homeschool living history local to us. Some of these planted. I hope we get some, but if not, we will get them here. They look beautiful. I think I have, what is it called? Patty pan squash. I have patty pan squash and envy. Lots of blueberries. Making my stacks. Beautiful peppers. We might be buying these. I have one little baby pepper growing. And then look at these precious little cucumbers. Now these are new looking for me. We have have organic plums, local cherries, and lots of tomatoes. Oh, and grapes. I did have a request for grapes. Okay, real quick, in my gardening Crocs, the other part of the No More Grocery Store grocery haul, we are going out to the big garden just to see what is new as far as harvesting today. I did a big harvest, got a nice basket full yesterday, got a smaller basket. I'm not expecting a lot, but you just don't know, because you know, every day in the garden something's waking up. Here's how it's looking right now. We had a lot of rain last night yet again. We have future potatoes here. I just recently did an updated garden tour, but I feel like, you know, in the 2 weeks since I filmed that, there's a lot more happening. We planted over 400 pounds of potatoes, so that should give us something. And just so many green tomatoes. Lots of little acorn squash in development. Several here and there. And hello, here's a zucchini. We'll go ahead and take him, or he'll be 6 foot tomorrow, haha. Two growing down this way being sneaky. Guess I might leave them for one more day. That one still has its flower on it also, so we'll wait one more day. I do have up here, if I can get it, our first little spaghetti squash coming. So that's coming along nicely. There's the second one. And I did order, many of you told me about it, and then TikTok started showing me the videos, just the Japanese beetle bags that you can get that collect them all. Did you guys see the one where the guy collected all the Japanese beetles, and then, sorry, I see some beans, easily distracted by beans, that'll be my other shirt. He collected all the beetles, and then he gave them to his chickens. So I like that idea, but I've got to wait for them to get here. These burgundy beans are something new. I just harvested my first few of these yesterday. So that's exciting. I've never grown those before, and that's our first time getting them. And look at those onions over here. The yellow wax beans are really in their prime. I've been sauteing these up a lot, but when I have my big dedicated cooking day tomorrow, hoping to can some also. All right, here's today's little sweetie pie harvest, and I'll show you yesterday's when we get back inside. Alrighty, and don't worry, we're getting to the super mega grocery haul from the Not Grocery Store, haha. We are going to add today's harvest to, this is yesterday's harvest. So I got a lot of beans, about a handful of sugar snap peas, the ones I didn't eat, the very first burgundy beans, some sage, lettuce, our first cucumber. Some of you have asked me if I have cucumbers planted, and I do. I have a couple cucumber plants going. Yesterday's zucchini, squash. We got 2 tomatoes. One was already eaten. There's the other one. I'm just going to add our little precious haul from the garden today to my other items I have harvested, and we will be using these. I plan to dry out my sage. I have another bag of sage from earlier in the week that I just had in the refrigerator. Every day it has new leaves, so every day I'm just plucking those. I feel like it's probably similar to harvesting the fruits, in that if I harvest often, the plant is going to keep producing. So I feel like with my sage, that it will be the same thing. At least that's what I'm seeing so far. I'm seeing new leaves. Excuse me while I scratch my nose. I also, let me show you this. Our dahlias have been gorgeous. These are Daniel's dahlias. So I'm just adding this one from today to these that the kids picked yesterday. And we are leaving plenty for garden enjoyment, but we are also keeping some of them in here on the tables. We have been progressing with my no more grocery store challenge. The bridge I just decided to jump off of. I've been warming up, getting up to the line over the last couple years, and you may have seen my video. I published it on June 5th called No More Grocery Store, The Making of Radical Change. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll link it for you down below. The synopsis is, in short, I have decided that we are going to stop all major shopping at all the big box, big chain grocery stores. And we are going to live and shop and produce and do and move forward with growing and harvesting and preserving as much of our own food as possible. And then obviously what we can't do ourselves, we're working towards shopping as local as possible. So let me report to you on exactly how that has gone since my last grocery haul published about 4 weeks ago. Now again, this is my own personal challenge. This is where I've been heading for my family, and I've decided this is it, summer 2023, we're doing it. So the last super mega massive large family grocery haul that I bought for my family was in May, at some point in May, and that was also up over here on YouTube. My video that came out June 5th, I recorded it a week or two before it came out. So it was towards the end of May. I was like, I want to do what I want to do. I want to do this thing. Can I do it? Will I fail? I don't know, but I have got to give this a shot. I also did not and do not expect to snap my fingers and be as self-sufficient as possible overnight. So let me tell you, over the last a little bit over 6 weeks since I started this personal challenge for my family, we've been accomplishing things that have been on my list, and I'm proud of us. We're doing it. And I have many more goals on my list for my No More Grocery Store personal challenge that we're doing. But it's one thing at a time, one little step. About 3 weeks ago, I was like, this is it, sourdough. Sourdough summer is awakening, and I've been doing sourdough activities, sourdough school every day, using my friend Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone, using her recipes. Now I've also been reading about how you can convert any baking recipe pretty much to sourdough. I have a lot of baking recipes over at largefamilytable.com. I also have 2 different frugal baking from scratch cooking guides over at shop.largefamilytable.com, but I'm gonna save that till fall. My goal for the summer is to bake with sourdough, do all of Lisa's recipes, feed my starter, grow my discard storage, and do as much as possible with starter. So I can successfully say that since my last No More Grocery Store grocery haul, we have gotten completely off of grocery store bread. When I shared my last haul, I just wasn't buying anymore, and I knew we had some tortillas and some other store-bought things to use up. But since that time, we have run through most of that. Now we do still have some bagels in a downstairs freezer. I have some Ezekiel bread products in my freezer, and that's fine. Certain ones of us will also use those. But on a whole, as a family, we are sourdough everything for 3 weeks, so that's an accomplishment. So that's why here with my grocery haul, with the things I've purchased, I also have these other grocery items to show you. So right here, well, here, this is our bread. This will be our bread for probably some tonight and into tomorrow. These are 3 loaves that have been doing a long ferment in the refrigerator. These are the last 3 of what was left from where I did 10 big batch sourdough bread loaves to get fermenting a few days ago, and every day I've just cooked a couple of them. In some sourdough baking that I've been doing, and you've probably seen that by now, I cook it all at once. I hold back what we need and I freeze the extra for later. But over the last few days, I've just been baking a few at a time. I plan to do it all the ways. So here we go. No more grocery store grocery haul. There's 3 loaves of bread for us. Well, and these are the round ones. I like those. I'm having fun with those. These are our containers of sourdough discard. Remember, cooking for 11 plus people all day, every day, and getting all this food ready, I need a lot of sourdough to do a lot of the big projects. This is my future upcoming big batch sourdough discard pancakes, and also I'm doing sourdough discard bagels, and I have other things on my list with this discard. So this is what I've been saving up, and we are going to turn this into bagels, turn this into pancakes, turn this into all kinds of good things. So what I'm doing here, real quick, I have these last 3 loaves of sourdough that I need to get in the oven for fresh bread for my family of 11. They will go through these 3 loaves fast, quick, and in a hurry, but these are the last 3 of the 10 that I got fermenting recently. And as I have mentioned, don't worry, I'm having a sourdough Saturday, and I'm doing so many sourdough yummy goodies ahead for my family and also for our freezers. So this is just cooking up the last of what was left from my sourdough for the week before our new weekend sourdough adventures begin. Now that the bread has had a long ferment in the refrigerator, I am using my tools to just do a deep expansion score in the bread. I have my Dutch ovens heated up in the oven at 500 degrees, and I put the bread out on parchment paper, do my scoring, and then load the bread in the already preheated Dutch ovens and get those back in the oven with the lids. Okay, so I thought while we're filming this haul, I could go ahead, take a minute, and get our bread for this evening and our bread for tomorrow cooking. I have a gallon bag of the defrosted chili that I did in big bulk several weeks ago. So I was going to warm that up on the stove, and we'll have sourdough with that tonight, and then we'll just have some extra sourdough slices for extra eating. Again, I have my big batch cooking day tomorrow, and I'm doing sourdough all the things. So the biggest place where I spent my dollars this month was from Azure Standard. And some of the comments that have come in is, you know, well, Jamerrill, Azure's a grocery store. Yes, Azure does sell groceries. Since I now have an Azure drop in my local area, I have Azure as an option where I can get non-GMO, organic, gluten-free, whatever I need for my family, I can get it from Azure. I can have it delivered, I can pick it up. Super convenient. And so that's where I'm choosing to buy my items that I can't buy locally and I can't at this point do on my own. Like I can't do maple syrup on my own, okay? And let me see here. This was a pricey box. This is, a dozen of these maple syrup bottles, and this is 8 ounces. I believe this was around $87. Maple syrup for our pancakes. Go gentle with it, kids. One day will we tap maple trees? I would love to. We do know some folks who do that locally. I honestly haven't seen a maple here on our property. I need to go looking on purpose, but that's definitely a future project. I know it takes a whole lot from a tap tree to get this much, but right now I don't mind buying it from Azure. I also got myself this nice wide mouth stainless steel funnel. You can never have enough funnels in the kitchen, easily accessible whenever you're canning and doing food preservation projects. Now, one of you in the comments of my last video was educating me on the Celtic sea salt. I ordered 1 bag. I'm thinking we have pink Himalayan salt also, but this is a vital mineral blend, and so I thought we would also give this a try. This was purely on her recommendation, so let's give it a go. I also got, let me see what it is, gluten-free all-purpose flour. Use 1 cup gluten-free all-purpose flour to replace 1 cup of wheat all-purpose flour. Non-GMO, produced in a gluten-free facility. Also has some recipes on the back. This is white rice flour, brown rice flour, tapioca fiber, xanthan gum, a couple other ingredients. Got a small bag, smallish bag to give it a go. Then I did get 4 more cases of milk there. We picked this order up maybe 2 days ago or so, and so 4 of these bottles have been used already. This is from Alexander Family Farm. It is organic A2A2, 100% grass-fed milk. You can see that cream line on the top. I do still have several bottles from this milk that I froze last month once it got close to its date, and I have been defrosting that milk, which does take a couple days in the refrigerator, and then I use it to make yogurt. I have been making a couple gallons of yogurt a week. I didn't get to it this week though, and I can tell the kids have been missing it. There's several times that I know they would have eaten yogurt if I had yogurt available. We had a big family birthday and a day trip and all kinds of things this week, but I plan to get the yogurt factory cranking tonight, and I will probably go ahead and use some of this too, just so I can get them some yogurt quickly. We don't have to wait for the defrost. What we've been doing is every week we've also been going into our local small town general store. They also have organic A2 milk in stock there. So we've been getting a jug or 2 or 3 at a time from them. I am going to fill you in on what we've been doing weekly. Here, once I'm done showing you the new things I acquired today and the things that we have grown in the last day or 2, I will go through and let you know what we've been purchasing weekly, and also the few things I did get at one of the big grocery stores, and let you know how the challenge is working out. So I absolutely love this Nancy's probiotic cottage cheese. You know by the cases of it, you see me buy it. I love the low-fat probiotic cottage cheese. I love the whole milk, full-fat probiotic cottage cheese. I got 2 cases of it. This will be 4 to 6 weeks worth. We shall see. I mean, and it could stretch to 8 weeks. It's okay. Whenever it's gone, it's gone. That's fine. And then I did get raw cheese from Azure. This is raw sharp cheddar, and then this is raw jalapeno jack. Yum. Now I know also Sharp Shopper, it's my favorite store forever and always. They have fantastic deals on wonderful cheeses like Amish cheeses and such. So when we do end up going in there, and people have been asking me, oh Jamerrill, I missed your Sharp Shopper hauls, when are you going in? Well, I'm not going in every month anymore, but I thought maybe at some point, like maybe we'll go in before winter, or like when harvest is done and chickens are processed and things are canned, maybe we'll do a big Sharp Shopper time and see what things like this we can stock up on. So for me, instead of going 12 times a year, I might go once or twice a year, but we'll see. I'm not there yet. We're working through this. Here's, if you wanted to see up close, one of the little organic maple syrups. It says dark and robust. Okay. I also got a 25-pound bag of organic pancake mix buckwheat, and we are going to make up a lot of pancakes. And I showed you the haul from the last 2 days or so from my garden. We have a little random volunteer pumpkin from where we had fed animals pumpkins last fall. A lot of pumpkins are growing. I will say though, it's in our barnyard area, and Hazel, our Jersey cow, has now discovered, just today, she discovered the pumpkin plants. I heard she's chowing down on them, and that's okay. They're volunteer, they're for her, or whoever wants them. I just think it's fun that we got a little pumpkin already. And then the other investment I have made for my no more grocery store life here is I did get a cast iron tortilla press. This will be up over in my shop. It's amazon.com/shop/Jamerrill. I have not used this yet. Just took it out of the box. Obviously there's a little handle, and we will have Mr. Travis will have a good time with that. And then these are the little nonstick parchment paper for the tortilla press, and we'll see. I don't know. Do I need those really? Can I reuse them? We'll see. One of my sourdough projects in recent weeks is I did make homemade sourdough tortillas. They were phenomenal. They cooked up for me a little thicker, very much like a flatbread. We called them like chalupas, you know, they were like a chalupa wrap. They were amazing. They took me about an hour and a half to make because that night I was serving tacos for 15. We need a lot of tortillas anyway. And so as I'm there rolling them out and cooking them and doing all the homemade sourdough tortilla things, I thought, I think I've heard of a press for this. So we're gonna do big batch tortillas again, and this time we're gonna try it with a tortilla press and see how that goes. I have great hopes and dreams from it because again, they were delicious. It's just, yeah, I would like a little tortilla press action in my life. And then I already shared with you about my upcoming big batch sourdough discard pancakes and also sourdough discard bagels and all kinds of goodies. So then here, this is what I got at my friend's orchard. It's called Paul's Orchard here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. And so she gave me all the good details on her peaches. And remember, I think I shared with you already that on her farm, on her particular property where they always have great homegrown peaches available, we had a weird freeze in Virginia. I feel like it was after Mother's Day, because in Virginia the rule is, you know, you always wait until after Mother's Day to plant. So it was like a week or two after Mother's Day. It was later in May. It was so sad, and all of her peach trees froze. So she said though that what she has experienced in the past when things like that happen is that the next year they have a bumper crop of peaches. So she doesn't have her own peaches that grew on her own farm available, but she has other farmers' peaches. So this is a variety called Desiree. They were grown at a farm in Strasburg, Virginia. And I got a half bushel of these. And these are semi-cling. We'll talk about that in a minute. No, these are cling. Okay, and then these big ones, she said these are called Red Haven. It's a variety she has trouble finding that anyone else grows. There is a local farmer to her who grows these, and these are semi-cling. So what she was telling me about that, she said later in August, she will have freestone peaches available. And those are peaches that you can cut and the pit just comes right off, and you can do your canning or whatever you would like to do with them. They're really great for big batch cooking. For this one, she told me if I cut it, you know, a lot of times you'd cut top to bottom. She said if I cut it sideways, let me see if I got that right. Yeah, if I cut it sideways and then twist, then the peach will come off the stone on one side, and then on the other side you'll have a little bit of clinging, but it's easier to get off. So we're gonna try that this weekend when I get doing big batch cooking with them. So I got a whole bushel, but she let me mix or match, and so I did half a bushel of the Desiree, half a bushel of with the Red Haven. And again, she said the Red Haven is a very hard to find older peach variety. And then these apples, I forget the name, and you see how they split. So she was also telling me how the apples that come the soonest are the ones that you have to preserve quickly. This particular variety of apples, which again, go back to the farm store, it was on the side. She said these aren't so good for eating, but they're fantastic for applesauce. So I got a bushel of them. We'll see what kind of fun we can get into with them. And also, telling you the numbers, with Azure, I spent, it was a little over $500 for everything here from Azure. Of course, these we have put sweat equity into. I think this was in the $30 range, but again, I'll have that linked below. And then supporting her local farm and orchard, the peaches were $60 for a whole bushel, and both of these boxes is a bushel. The apples were $30. Now at Paul's Orchard, they also have amazing apple varieties. She's going to have some apples. I think she said, I might get it wrong, I think she said she's gonna have Honeycrisp soon. She's gonna have something very soon. You also saw at her store that she has farm-raised meat and lots of other goodies too. So then we went into my local John Henry General Store, which I know some of you have taken a tour and visited, and I got lots of good fruit there for many fun adventures coming up. Now, of course, everything is available for fresh eating, but I got some things with preserving in mind, like the cherries. I had gotten cherries a few weeks ago, and I was thinking that I would have them for preserving. I would have some of them at least. We ate through all of them. That is super. Right now, they have whole boxes for $10. I think these are 16 pounds. I could have my pounds and dollars off. A lot of pounds, low money. $10 a box. Grapes. Kids have been asking me for grapes. These were $1.99 a bag. No plans for preserving, just wash and eat. They'll be gone in a few days. They've already started eating those. Raspberries and blackberries. Hold on here so I fall over the chair. So these blackberries look very, very nice. I mean, look how nice and big that is in my hand there. These were $1.99 a pack. And so I got a case of those. And then I also got a case of raspberries. There we go. So these are nice raspberries. I'm expecting that the raspberries and the blackberries will also be for fresh eating. We'll see though, you know, if I have some room in my food projects and they're not as popular as I think they will be, we can do projects with them. And then I got the blueberries. I do have some blueberries left from the last time we went in there, and I was definitely planning to cook up blueberries and do some blueberry projects this weekend. So at the John Henry General Store, I spent right around $87. And then again, at my friend's orchard here, I spent around $90, and then my Azure haul was around $500. And now we have to pull the lids off our bread. These have been in here for 20 minutes. Pop the lid off. Looks beautiful. I'm going to actually, I like to check it sooner than it calls for. So I set my timer for 15 minutes just now. So that's around $677 for this grocery haul. And we are going to do all kinds of great things with all this yummy food. And so in addition to this bigger grocery haul, so I'm planning, at least at this point, again, I'm walking this out, we're seeing how this goes. I mean, will we do one field trip to Sharp Shopper in November? Will we wait till next March? Those kind of details I don't know. But I still plan to do a monthly large family grocery video for you and show you where I'm buying things locally and how things are working out, and give you a report on the other things I bought throughout the month. So the money that I've been spending purchasing milk from Azure, and also my weekly run-ins to the John Henry General Store, that milk money, hopefully in another week or two, will be transferred instead, and that will be spent at a local farm where they have A2 grass-fed Jersey cows, and we'll be getting about 7 gallons a week from them. I just talked to the lady the other day. The thing that she's coordinating right now is what is the best day of the week with their cows for us to pick up 7 gallons at one time. It's unfortunately not in my own backyard. You know, from my door, it's probably 27 minutes. I'm thinking what would be great is that, you know, Sundays after church, if we could then go pick up the milk. What I'm thinking in my head is like every Sunday after church, if we could do a milk pickup. She said that right now, with so many families on vacation, it would work on Sundays, but not long term. So they just have to coordinate their schedules to fit us in. And I did let her know that another day during the week, hey, that's what we got Mr. Travis for. Him and some of the younger kiddos, they can go visit the farm. And you know, let's just say it's a Tuesday afternoon every week. I can't add that on my head or on my schedule, but I can send him forth to acquire the milk and bring it back. Then I plan to start moving forward and stretching into other new skills with that milk. At that time, I then planned to start doing homemade butter and homemade sour cream and doing yogurt with that milk and just doing all the dairy projects. I've been watching Homesteading Family, so I'm almost an expert. I do watch my friend Kate over on Venison from Dinner. I'm learning those things and we're gonna start actually doing them. You know, futuristically, I got Kate's cheese course. We can learn to do homemade cheese, okay? We'll get there, we'll get there. This is a great place to be right now. And as I say, I'm proud of us because we're growing things, we're doing things, we're having our sourdough summer, we're accomplishing goals, checking personal boxes, and doing improvements. And then, hey, we have our bread ready. Here's our different loaves. This one did get just starting to get dark there, but that is okay. That's how beautiful, lovely, and gorgeous it is. Mama likes it. And what I have learned with doing homemade sourdough over the last 3 weeks, so I'm almost an expert, haha, I do let them cool for about an hour, and then I get the bread knife out and I slice them down. And then in this container here, I keep them in the refrigerator, so this is becoming our bread container. And then the kids have fresh sourdough for sandwiches, or like I said, tonight we're gonna have it with butter and chili. It's gonna be delicious. I have not done sourdough French toast yet. I would love to. That's an upcoming project for us. And so many folks have said, Jamerrill, you can't do it. You just can't go through life without getting things at the grocery store. How are you gonna make toilet paper and diapers and shampoos? So let me just say, as far as household items and toiletries go, those aren't even on my radar, on my list as far as my no more grocery store challenge. I'm just gonna order those. As we need toilet paper, as we need shampoo and conditioner and toothpaste and diapers and baby wipes, I'm just gonna order them. That keeps me out of the big box stores at least. They're gonna come to our little porch there. We're gonna put them away in our toiletry area, in our pantry room, and it's all gonna be okay. Later, would I love to use toilet paper that doesn't have bleach in it? Would I potentially consider going back to cloth diapering? Would I love to use more natural soaps and things? You betcha. But you're right, I can't do all the things all at one time. So my top priority is to completely change, and I've been in the process of changing the food my family eats. So checking those boxes again, no more store-bought bread. I have conquered a lot of my fears with sourdough because of my friend Lisa. I mean, she gave me part of her 13-year-old starter and held my hand and really helped me get going. Basically, she said, take this little bit of starter. When you get home, feed it 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of water. The next day, you're ready to bake. Twice in the past, I have gone through the several weeks, all the days of getting a starter going, and then by the time I have it going, I'm just kind of stuck on what I do next. So Lisa just telling me, feed it and go, helped me feed it and go. And so I am so grateful. I have heard Lisa say sourdough is her love language, and I'm like, I get this, I love it. And everybody in my family loves it. And everybody in my family have been processing and handling sourdough really well at this point. It's because of the long fermenting, and you can even let it ferment in the fridge for longer. It continually breaks down that gluten. And it's just it's so beneficial. Can I just tell you my sourdough song and dances? Okay, so other things though I purchased. Okay, I was working with a gluten-free sourdough, and you might have seen in my last haul, I got gluten-free starter. I did start it. We were successful. I needed gluten-free flour at that time, and I was just getting going with my traditional sourdough journey. So things were just feeling like, I need some gluten-free flour, not sure what I need, It was really, really overwhelming. So I did put in a Walmart grocery pickup order, and I got 3 bags of this gluten-free flour, because I also thought for gluten-free needs, potentially, because I didn't know how folks were gonna handle sourdough, I will need gluten-free flour, which is why I also got that bag as a variety to try. So my gluten-free starter was one of those that I had to feed it for several days and discard some and work with it, like the other 2 times I had gotten a sourdough starter going on my own. And so by the time that it was ready, I did a loaf of gluten-free sourdough bread, also a Lisa recipe that I will link for you in the description. It was a more dense loaf, but it was fine as far as gluten-free bread goes. And she even says in the recipe that that bread in particular is perfect to slice and toast, but she does not recommend eating it untoasted. So that loaf was eaten, it was toasted, it was fine. But within all of that, I got really cranking out, you know, my 10 loaves of sourdough at a time. I've done sourdough English muffins, sourdough tortillas, sourdough. This is like gonna be a moment on Forrest Gump. Okay, we've done sourdough hamburger buns, sourdough hot dog buns, sourdough chocolate cookies, sourdough tortillas, sourdough pancakes, and sourdough discard pancakes. I feel like there's something else I should randomly name in sourdough, but that's all I can think of off the top of my head that I've accomplished with it. And then this weekend, I'm doing sourdough bagels. Like I'm going with the sourdough. And since my family's been handling that well, I've been focusing in on that. We will see how things could change or progress. Also, traditional sourdough is fine for many people who have gluten intolerances, but it does not mean it would be fine for someone with celiac. Very, very different things. Although several viewers have shared for me who've had heavy gluten intolerances, their symptoms are very similar to and just as painful as those with celiac. So I know it all has to be handled. But if you're someone with a gluten intolerance, you might want to look into sourdough and see if that's something that you want to try. So I'm giving you a report on what did I get in grocery pickup? What have I gotten? So I got the gluten-free flour. This is in between the time of my June 5th grocery haul, and I am recording this grocery haul on July 14th. You'll probably see it within the next week. So in between there and here and there, whichever direction we're going. Then we had a day where we were going to the lake. Now our lake day before that, I had a lot of fresh fruit, and we just ate well before we left, and we had fresh fruit at the lake, and we ate fruit on the way home. I took some freeze-dried fruit as well, and that was fine. But our next lake day hit to where I just felt like I wasn't as prepared. I did have sourdough, but it was a 90-degree day, and I couldn't imagine taking like chicken salad and sourdough, and I didn't have the fresh fruit available that I felt like we would eat on that day. Things were just feeling like I can go to the lake, but I just couldn't figure out the food that day. Couldn't quite do it. And I honestly feel like that might have been on Independence Day. Is that when that was? It doesn't matter when it was. The day we had dinner plans out, I think that was the day, because I thought that evening we would go to an Independence Day event, see the fireworks. They were gonna have food trucks, and that was gonna be our fun splash. But for the day, so I put in a Walmart grocery pickup order for 2 bunches of bananas and 2 boxes of regular granola bars, 2 boxes of gluten-free granola bars. So it was get 2 bunches of bananas, 4 boxes of granola bars that I got at Walmart to pick up that day. I tried really hard not to, but I know, like, I'm not getting locked up in jail because I got some bananas and granola bars at Walmart. That was just one of the days I felt I couldn't see a way around it, and I didn't have anything else prepped that was going to help me. And then we had a birthday party. Now my plan for the birthday party is I was going to do, again, and I do have some in my freezer, but I was going to do, oh, that was the other thing, we've done a lot of sourdough pizzas, but I was gonna do sourdough pizza, and I was gonna do a sourdough brownie, but like do it, you know, quadruple batch and make it into a brownie cake. And I thought, okay, well then we'll just have to order some ice cream to go with it. Would you believe I worked really hard the day before? I went to bed at like 1 or 2. It was on a Saturday night. My goal the next day, and I could not get the birthday party stuff prepped. My goal was, I was like, okay, I could either stay home from church, you know, and go through the steps, getting the pizza going and do the brownie cake and get ready for this party, or we can go to church and I'm gonna need to put in a pickup order and get the things we need for this birthday party. So we got oven pizzas at Walmart, we got birthday cake at Walmart, we got ice cream at Walmart. So there you go. Those were those pickup things. So I'm hopeful as things progress, as I get more items stocked back up in my freezer, as I just am a better person, haha. I mean, many people have basically screamed at me, Jamerrill, you cannot, there's no way you cannot go to the store. You're gonna need the big store for everything. And so yes, there were 3 situations that we picked up, 3 small things, and that is just life inserting itself into my challenge. I still did not go and spend, you know, $1,000 at Costco or $500 at Walmart. I haven't been shopping big there, but there was the gluten-free flour, those 2 bunches of bananas and 4 boxes of granola bars, and then the birthday party goodies that I did put the little pickup orders in. But besides that, I've been avoiding it, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, you know, between now and my next No More Grocery Store grocery haul, I hope I don't have to put in a pickup order for anything. Will I have an exhausted mom hit the wall, you know, work until 2 a.m., got a birthday party in the morning, got to feed 15 people? Will I have that moment again? It could happen, and that's okay. There's grace for that, but I am trying, and we are definitely making progress in the way that we want to go. And so in addition to life between my last grocery haul and this grocery haul, every week, as I mentioned, we have gone into our local general store at least for a couple gallons of milk for that week, and then to take advantage of whatever fruit and vegetable produce deals that they've had. So it's been about $50 to $100 every week that we have spent there locally. So total, with what I've spent at this haul and then the $50 to $100 a week, that still puts me, that alone is around $1,000 for 11 people. And yes, there was like the birthday party pizza, and that was for 15 people. That was technically, if we're looking at our budgeting app, that was technically in our birthday budget. But anyway, it's still food that we brought into the home. We have loved the sourdough pizza, so definitely give that a try also. So overall, I'm pretty happy with where I am with my No More Grocery Store challenge. I'm going to get my yogurt going, and then I'm going to work on doing big batch sourdough pancakes, because I'll be cooking those ahead to hopefully get us a big batch for the next 2 or 3 mornings. And hopefully with all that discard over there, because you also add other things to the discard as well, that'll get some in the freezer. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, for checking in on my No More Grocery Store challenge. I just think it's gonna get better. I had 3 Walmart food related incidences, and I would like to report every month that there's less. We'll just see how it goes. Also last month, I really stocked up on grass-fed, grass-finished meat. Many people have been asking me why I did not get that meat in the 5-pound bricks, and that's because I bought it separate from a whole cow. I bought it individually, and it's in 1-pound packages. I bought it collectively, but it was packaged individually. Whenever I buy a whole cow at a time, which we'll probably do at some point later this fall, I will then have the choice to do the 5-pound big beef bricks. But right now I still have a few roasts left and steak and quite a bit, so I didn't want to take in a whole cow now. So last month that was $1,000 in grass-fed, grass-finished beef. But that beef, I've already used a nice portion of it to get meals in the freezer for weeks and months to come. We've been loving them, and that's ground beef I'll be using over the next couple months. So even though it was a big chunk last month, you can spread that cost out over several months. So thank you so much, friends, for joining me in today's No More Grocery Store haul for July 2023. coming up between here and my next grocery haul. We have a lot that's going to hopefully explode in the garden. We have so many green tomatoes right now. We're getting so many beans every day right now. We got a lot of food preservation coming up with the garden, which is exciting. And while we're kind of on the cusp of all that, I've gotten these other fruits and goodies for us to work on doing some preserving in the meantime before the garden explodes. So we have the exploding garden. We also have a big batch of chickens that we are raising that we will be processing. Not quite yet. I'm thinking, honestly, looking at the calendar, it might not be until earlier in August. We just got our second load of meat birds that's out in the brooding house now, and those will be like our last processing later in the fall. So things are moving forward. Look at us, we're doing things. So thank you so much, friends, for watching my No More Grocery Store haul, and I'll see you very soon with a brand new video. And as always, I'll chat with you in those comments below.